What if the key to unlocking some of history's greatest mysteries has been hidden in plain sight for thousands of years? Imagine a world where ancient texts hold secrets so profound they've baffled scholars and code breakers for centuries. Today, we're diving into the enigmatic world of ancient Hebrew texts, where cryptic codes have been carefully woven into the very fabric of history. These aren't just random scribbles or forgotten symbols. They're deliberate, intricate puzzles designed to conceal messages, prophecies, and even divine truth. From the Atbash cipher to the mystical Gematria system, these codes have shaped the way we understand ancient civilizations, religion, and even the universe itself. In this video, we'll uncover 25 of these cryptic codes, each one a piece of a larger puzzle that has captivated historians, theologians, and cryptographers alike. Why were these codes created? Who were they meant to protect or reveal their secrets to? And what do they tell us about the people who wrote them? Together, we'll explore the historical significance of these codes, the intrigue surrounding their discovery, and the ongoing quest to decode their hidden meanings. So, if you're ready to embark on a journey through history's most enigmatic puzzles, stay with us. By the end of this video, you'll not only have a deeper understanding of these ancient codes, but also a newfound appreciation for the brilliance and mystery of the ancient world. Let's begin. Now, let's turn our attention to the first of these ancient codes, the Atbash cipher. This cipher is one of the oldest known encryption methods in Hebrew history, and its simplicity is part of what makes it so fascinating. The Atbash cipher works by substituting each letter of the Hebrew alphabet with its reverse counterpart. In other words, the first letter, Aleph, is replaced with the last letter, Tav. The second letter, Bet, is replaced with the second to last letter, Shin, and so on. It's like flipping the alphabet on its head, creating a code that's both straightforward and ingenious. This method might seem basic by today's standards, but in its time, it was a powerful tool for concealing messages. One of the most famous examples of the Atbash cipher can be found in the book of Jeremiah, specifically in chapter 25, verse 26. Here, the word Babel is encoded using Atbash, transforming it into Sheshach. At first glance, this substitution might appear random, but for those familiar with the cipher, it reveals a hidden reference to the city of Babylon. This wasn't just a clever trick, it was a way to communicate sensitive information without drawing unwanted attention. The historical context of the Atbash cipher is equally intriguing. During the time of the Hebrew prophets, political and religious tensions were high, and messages often needed to be protected from prying eyes. The Atbash cipher provided a way to encode prophecies, warnings, and other critical information, ensuring that only those who knew the key could decipher the true meaning. It's a testament to the ingenuity of ancient scribes, who used this simple yet effective method to preserve their messages for future generations. As we explore the Atbash cipher, it's worth noting that its influence extends beyond ancient texts. This cipher laid the groundwork for more complex encryption methods, inspiring cryptographers throughout history. From biblical times to the modern era, the Atbash cipher reminds us that even the simplest codes can hold profound significance. And as we'll see in the next section, this cipher's role in prophetic texts adds another layer of mystery to its story. Now, let's take a closer look at how the Atbash cipher played a pivotal role in prophetic texts, particularly in the book of Jeremiah. This ancient code wasn't just a tool for secrecy, it was a way to embed profound messages within the sacred writings, messages that carried both spiritual and political weight. In Jeremiah, the use of the Atbash cipher isn't just a clever linguistic trick. It's a deliberate act of encoding truths that were meant to be understood only by those who were meant to understand them. One of the most striking examples is found in Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 41. Here, the name Babel is once again encoded using Atbash appearing as Sheshach. At first glance, this might seem like a simple substitution, but when decoded, it reveals a powerful message about the fall of Babylon. This wasn't just a historical prediction. It was a coded warning, a way for the prophet to communicate a divine judgment without openly provoking the Babylonian authorities. The Atbash cipher allowed Jeremiah to speak truth to power while protecting himself and his message from immediate retaliation. Scholars have spent centuries unraveling these hidden meanings, and what they've discovered is nothing short of remarkable. The use of the Atbash cipher in prophetic texts suggests that the ancient Hebrews had a deep understanding of the power of language and symbolism. It wasn't just about hiding information, it was about layering meaning, creating a text that could be read on multiple levels. For those who knew the cipher, the prophecies took on a new dimension, revealing insights that were invisible to the untrained eye. This layered approach to communication has had a lasting impact, not just on religious texts but on the field of cryptography as a whole. The Atbash cipher is often considered one of the earliest examples of substitution-based encryption, a method that would later evolve into more complex systems used in modern cryptography. It's fascinating to think that the same principles used by ancient Hebrew scribes to protect their prophecies are still at work today, safeguarding everything from personal messages to national secrets. As we reflect on the Atbash cipher's role in prophecy, it's clear that this ancient code is more than just a historical curiosity. It's a testament to the enduring power of language and the human desire to communicate in ways that transcend the obvious. And as we move forward, we'll see how this foundational cipher influenced other codes and systems, each building on the ingenuity of those who came before. Now, shifting our focus to another fascinating layer of ancient Hebrew cryptography, we encounter the Gematria system. This method, deeply rooted in Hebrew tradition, assigns numerical values to each letter of the alphabet, creating a unique way to uncover hidden meanings within sacred texts. Unlike the Atbash cipher, which focuses on letter substitution, Gematria reveals connections between words and phrases through their numerical equivalents, offering a different kind of insight into the text's deeper messages. In the Gematria system, each Hebrew letter has a specific numerical value. For example, the first letter, Aleph, represents the number 1, while Bet stands for 2, and so on. This system allows scholars and mystics to analyze words or phrases by adding up the numerical values of their letters, often revealing surprising connections. One of the most well-known examples is the word Chai, which means life in Hebrew. The letters Chet and Yod add up to 18, making 18 a number symbolizing life and good fortune in Jewish tradition. This numerical connection has influenced everything from charitable donations to cultural practices, showing how deeply Gematria is woven into Jewish life. But Gematria's significance goes beyond simple numerology. In the Torah and other Hebrew scriptures, this system has been used to uncover hidden layers of meaning. For instance, the numerical value of the word Torah is 611, which some interpret as a symbolic representation of the 613 commandments traditionally believed to be contained within it. This kind of numerical analysis has led to profound theological discussions, as scholars explore how numbers might reflect divine truths or spiritual principles. The mystical implications of Gematria are particularly evident in Kabbalistic traditions, where numbers are seen as more than just symbols. They are gateways to understanding the divine. Kabbalists believe that the numerical patterns in sacred texts reveal the hidden structure of the universe, offering insights into the nature of creation and the relationship between the physical and spiritual worlds. This belief has made Gematria a cornerstone of Jewish mysticism, influencing everything from meditation practices to the interpretation of prophetic visions. As we explore the Gematria system, it's clear that this ancient practice is more than just a mathematical curiosity. It's a tool for uncovering the hidden dimensions of language and meaning, offering a unique perspective on the sacred texts that have shaped Jewish thought for millennia. And as we continue our journey through the cryptic codes of ancient Hebrew, we'll see how Gematria's influence extends even further, connecting the mystical with the practical in ways that continue to inspire and intrigue. Now, let's take a closer look at how Gematria plays a pivotal role in Kabbalistic traditions, where it becomes more than just a numerical system. It transforms into a spiritual tool. Kabbalah, the mystical branch of Judaism, views the Hebrew language as a divine creation, with each letter and number holding profound cosmic significance. Gematria, in this context, is not merely about calculating numerical values. It's about unlocking the hidden layers of the universe itself. Kabbalists believe that the Torah is not just a historical or legal text, but a living, breathing blueprint of creation. Through Gematria, they decode the numerical patterns embedded in the text to reveal deeper spiritual truths. For example, the name of God, often represented by the four-letter tetragrammaton, is analyzed through its numerical value to uncover insights into divine attributes and the nature of existence. This practice allows mystics to explore the interconnectedness of all things, seeing numbers as bridges between the physical and spiritual realms. One of the most fascinating applications of Gematria in Kabbalah is its use in meditation and prayer. Mystics would meditate on specific words or phrases, calculating their numerical values to align their thoughts with divine energies. This practice, known as letter permutation, involves rearranging letters and numbers to create new combinations, each believed to carry unique spiritual vibrations. For instance, meditating on the numerical value of a word associated with healing could be used to channel divine energy for physical or emotional restoration. The influence of Gematria extends beyond Kabbalah into broader Jewish thought, shaping how scholars and theologians interpret sacred texts. It has also found a place in modern numerology, where its principles are adapted to explore personal and universal patterns. While modern numerology often focuses on individual life paths and personality traits, its roots in Gematria remind us of the ancient belief that numbers are more than abstract symbols. They are keys to understanding the mysteries of existence. As we reflect on Gematria's role in Kabbalah, it's clear that this system is not just a relic of the past, but a living tradition that continues to inspire. Its ability to reveal hidden connections between words, numbers, and the divine offers a unique lens through which to view the sacred texts. And as we move forward in our exploration of ancient Hebrew codes, we'll see how these mystical practices intersect with other cryptic systems, each adding another layer to the rich tapestry of Jewish thought and spirituality. Now, shifting our focus to another fascinating cipher, we come to the Timura cipher, a method that takes the art of encoding to a whole new level. Unlike Gematria, which focuses on numerical values, Timura is all about rearranging letters to uncover hidden meanings or create entirely new words. This technique was widely used in ancient Hebrew texts, and its various forms, such as the album and Atbash systems, reveal just how intricate and creative these cryptographic practices were. The album system, for instance, divides the Hebrew alphabet into two equal parts and pairs each letter from the first half with a corresponding letter from the second half. For example, the first letter, Aleph, is paired with the 13th letter, Mem, and so on. By substituting letters according to this pairing, entirely new words and meanings can emerge. This method was often used to encode messages or to reveal deeper spiritual insights hidden within the text. Similarly, the Atbash system follows a different pattern, where the first letter of the alphabet is paired with the last, the second with the second to last, and so on. This creates a mirror-like effect, transforming words into their coded counterparts. For example, the word Torah could be rearranged using this system to reveal a hidden message or a new interpretation of its meaning. These systems weren't just about secrecy, they were tools for unlocking the layers of wisdom embedded in the sacred texts. The Timura cipher's connection to mystical practices is particularly intriguing. Kabbalists, for example, used Timura to explore the divine language of creation, believing that rearranging letters could reveal the hidden structure of the universe. By meditating on these letter combinations, mystics sought to align themselves with the divine energies that flowed through the Hebrew language. This practice wasn't just about decoding messages, it was about connecting with the spiritual essence of the text itself. One of the most compelling aspects of Timura is its versatility. It wasn't limited to a single method or purpose. Whether used to encode secret messages, interpret prophetic texts, or deepen spiritual understanding, Timura demonstrates the creativity and depth of ancient Hebrew cryptography. Its influence can still be seen today in modern cryptographic techniques, where the rearrangement of symbols remains a fundamental principle. As we explore the Timura cipher, it's clear that this method is more than just a historical curiosity. It's a testament to the ingenuity of ancient scholars and their ability to see language as a living, dynamic force. And as we continue our journey through the cryptic codes of ancient Hebrew texts, we'll see how Timura intersects with other systems, each adding another layer to the mystery and wonder of these ancient practices. Now, let's take a closer look at how the Timura cipher found its place in the mystical texts of Jewish tradition, particularly in the Zohar, one of the most important works of Kabbalah. The Zohar, often referred to as the Book of Splendor, is a cornerstone of Jewish mysticism, and its use of Timura reveals just how deeply this cipher was woven into the fabric of esoteric thought. In the Zohar, the Timura cipher isn't just a tool for encoding messages, it's a gateway to understanding the divine structure of creation. Kabbalists believed that the Hebrew letters themselves were vessels of divine energy, and by rearranging them through Timura, they could unlock hidden layers of meaning within the Torah. For example, certain passages in the Zohar use Timura to reinterpret familiar biblical stories, revealing spiritual insights that go far beyond their surface-level narratives. This practice wasn't about changing the text, but about uncovering the deeper truths that lay hidden within it. One of the most fascinating aspects of Timura in the Zohar is its connection to the concept of the Tree of Life, a central symbol in Kabbalistic thought. The Tree of Life represents the 10 divine attributes, or sephirot, through which the infinite divine energy flows into the world. By applying Timura to the letters associated with these sephirot, Kabbalists believed they could map the pathways of divine energy and gain a deeper understanding of the universe's spiritual architecture. This wasn't just an intellectual exercise, it was a form of spiritual meditation, a way to align oneself with the divine order. The enduring influence of Timura in Jewish mysticism is a testament to its power as a tool for spiritual exploration. Even today, Kabbalists and scholars continue to study the Zohar and other mystical texts, using Timura to uncover new layers of meaning and insight. This cipher isn't just a relic of the past, it's a living tradition, one that continues to inspire and challenge those who seek to understand the mysteries of the divine. As we move forward in our exploration of cryptic codes, we'll see how Timura intersects with other systems, each adding another dimension to the rich tapestry of ancient Hebrew cryptography. But for now, it's clear that the Timura cipher is more than just a method of encoding. It's a profound tool for spiritual discovery, one that has left an indelible mark on the world of Jewish mysticism. Now, shifting our focus to another fascinating layer of ancient Hebrew cryptography, we encounter the acrostic codes. These codes are a unique form of hidden messaging, where the first letters of lines or verses in a text are arranged to spell out a word, phrase, or even the entire Hebrew alphabet. This technique wasn't just a clever literary device. It was a way to embed deeper meanings and spiritual insights into sacred texts, making them resonate on multiple levels. One of the most striking examples of acrostic codes can be found in the Book of Psalms. Psalm 119, the longest chapter in the Bible, is a masterpiece of acrostic design. It's divided into 22 sections, each corresponding to a letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Every section begins with its designated letter, creating a structured, poetic meditation on the Torah and its divine wisdom. This intricate design wasn't just for aesthetic appeal. It served as a mnemonic device, helping readers memorize and reflect on the text's teachings. At the same time, it symbolized the completeness of God's word, covering every letter of the alphabet and, by extension, every aspect of life. Another powerful example comes from the book of Proverbs, specifically Proverbs 31, verses 10 through 31. This passage, often referred to as the Woman of Valor, is an acrostic poem praising the virtues of an ideal wife and mother. Each verse begins with a successive letter of the Hebrew alphabet, creating a rhythmic and memorable tribute. Beyond its surface meaning, this acrostic structure underscores the idea that wisdom and virtue are all-encompassing, touching every facet of existence. The use of acrostic codes in these texts wasn't merely decorative, it carried profound theological significance. By embedding these patterns, the authors emphasized the divine order and intentionality behind the scriptures. The acrostic structure served as a reminder that every word, every letter, was part of a larger, divinely orchestrated plan. It also invited readers to engage with the text more deeply, encouraging them to look beyond the surface and uncover the hidden layers of meaning. In addition to their spiritual and literary value, acrostic codes also played a practical role in preserving the integrity of the texts. By following a strict alphabetical pattern, scribes could ensure that no words or verses were accidentally omitted or altered during transcription. This meticulous attention to detail highlights the reverence with which these texts were treated and the importance of maintaining their accuracy. As we continue to explore the cryptic codes of ancient Hebrew texts, the acrostic codes stand out as a testament to the creativity and ingenuity of their authors. They remind us that these texts are not just historical artifacts but living works of art, filled with layers of meaning waiting to be uncovered. Next, we'll delve into how acrostic codes were used in the Book of Lamentations, where they take on an even more poignant and emotional role. Now, turning our attention to the Book of Lamentations, we find one of the most emotionally charged uses of acrostic codes in ancient Hebrew literature. This poetic book, traditionally attributed to the prophet Jeremiah, mourns the destruction of Jerusalem and the suffering of its people. What makes Lamentations particularly striking is its use of acrostic patterns to structure its grief, creating a profound interplay between form and emotion. The first 4 chapters of Lamentations are meticulously crafted as acrostic poems, each verse beginning with successive letters of the Hebrew alphabet. Chapter 3, for instance, takes this structure even further, with 3 verses dedicated to each letter, totaling 66 verses. This intricate design serves as a framework for the outpouring of sorrow, giving shape to the chaos of loss and despair. By organizing grief into an alphabetical pattern, the text transforms raw emotion into something orderly and intentional, reflecting the belief that even in the darkest times there is a divine order at work. But why use acrostics in a book of lament? The answer lies in the dual purpose of these codes. On one hand, the alphabetical structure provides a sense of completeness, symbolizing the totality of the people's suffering. Every letter, every verse represents a facet of their pain, leaving no aspect unacknowledged. On the other hand, the acrostic pattern offers a glimmer of hope. By following the Hebrew alphabet from beginning to end, the text subtly suggests that even in the midst of devastation, there is a path forward, a journey from Aleph to Tav, from despair to redemption. The emotional weight of Lamentations is amplified by its acrostic design. The structured repetition of the alphabet mirrors the cyclical nature of grief, where sorrow and reflection intertwine. Yet within this structure, there are moments of profound beauty and resilience. For example, in the middle of chapter 3, the tone shifts from lament to hope, declaring, the steadfast love of the Lord never ceases, His mercies never come to an end. This pivotal verse, nestled within the acrostic framework, serves as a reminder that even in the depths of despair, faith and hope endure. The acrostic codes in Lamentations also serve a communal purpose. By embedding the grief of a nation into a structured, alphabetical format, the text invites collective mourning and reflection. It becomes a shared language of sorrow, allowing individuals to find their own experiences reflected in the verses. At the same time, the acrostic structure offers a sense of unity and continuity, reminding the people that their suffering is part of a larger, divinely guided narrative. As we reflect on the acrostic codes in Lamentations, we see how they transcend mere literary technique. They become a powerful tool for expressing the complexities of human emotion, grief, despair, hope, and faith, all woven together in a tapestry of letters and verses. These codes remind us that even in the face of overwhelming loss, there is a structure, a purpose, and ultimately, a promise of renewal. Next, we'll explore another layer of ancient Hebrew cryptography, where letters and numbers intertwine to reveal hidden truths in the mystical text known as the Sefer Yetzirah. Now, let's step into the enigmatic world of the Sefer Yetzirah, one of the most profound and mysterious texts in Jewish mysticism. Known as the Book of Creation, this ancient work delves into the origins of the universe, using cryptic codes of letters and numbers to unravel the very fabric of existence. Unlike other texts we've explored, the Sefer Yetzirah doesn't just conceal messages, it reveals a cosmic blueprint, offering a glimpse into how the divine brought order to chaos through the power of language and mathematics. At the heart of the Sefer Yetzirah lies the idea that the Hebrew alphabet is more than just a means of communication, it's a tool of creation. The text describes how the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet, combined with the 10 divine numbers known as Sephirot, form the building blocks of the universe. These letters and numbers are not random, they are arranged in specific patterns and combinations, each carrying a unique energy or vibration. By understanding these patterns, the Sefer Yetzirah suggests one can tap into the hidden forces that shape reality. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Sefer Yetzirah is its use of letter permutations. The text explains how the divine rearranged the letters of the alphabet to create the elements of the world: earth, water, air, and fire, as well as the seasons, the planets, and even the human body. For example, the letter Aleph is associated with air, Bet with water, and Gimel with fire. By combining these letters in specific sequences, the text claims, the divine brought forth the diversity of creation. This idea of letter combinations as a creative force has captivated mystics and scholars for centuries, offering a unique perspective on the relationship between language and the cosmos. But the Sefer Yetzirah doesn't stop at letters, it also delves into the mystical significance of numbers. The 10 Sephirot, often depicted as a tree or a diagram, represent the divine attributes through which the universe is governed. These numbers are not just abstract concepts, they are seen as channels of divine energy, each corresponding to a specific aspect of creation, such as wisdom, understanding, and mercy. The interplay between the Sephirot and the Hebrew letters creates a complex web of meaning, suggesting that the universe operates according to a precise mathematical order. The influence of the Sefer Yetzirah extends far beyond ancient Jewish mysticism. Its ideas have resonated with thinkers across disciplines, from medieval philosophers to modern cosmologists. Some have drawn parallels between the text's description of letter combinations and the way modern science views the building blocks of matter, such as atoms and molecules. Others see in the Sephirot a precursor to the concept of dimensions in physics, where each number represents a different layer of reality. While these connections remain speculative, they highlight the enduring relevance of the Sefer Yetzirah's cryptic codes. As we explore the Sefer Yetzirah, we're reminded that the ancient world was deeply attuned to the mysteries of existence. Through its intricate system of letters and numbers, this text invites us to see the universe not as a random collection of elements, but as a carefully designed tapestry woven together by divine wisdom. Next, we'll delve even deeper into the mystical teachings of the Sefer Yetzirah, uncovering the secrets of the 32 paths of wisdom and their role in the divine creation process. Now let's journey further into the mystical depths of the Sefer Yetzirah, where the concept of the 32 paths of wisdom unfolds. These paths are not just abstract ideas, they are the very framework through which the divine creation process is understood in Kabbalistic tradition. The number 32 itself holds profound significance as it represents the sum of the 22 Hebrew letters and the 10 Sephirot, the divine numbers we explored earlier. Together, they form a map of creation, guiding us through the intricate layers of existence. The 32 paths of wisdom are described as channels through which divine energy flows, connecting the infinite source of creation to the finite world we inhabit. Each path corresponds to a specific combination of letters and sephirot, revealing a unique aspect of the divine plan. For example, the first path is associated with the crown, the highest sephirah representing pure, undifferentiated divine will. From there, the paths descend through the sephirot, each one adding a new layer of complexity and meaning to the unfolding of creation. One of the most fascinating aspects of these paths is how they are encoded within the text of the Sefer Yetzirah. The text uses a series of cryptic instructions, guiding the reader through meditative practices and letter combinations to unlock the wisdom of each path. For instance, the text might instruct the reader to focus on a specific letter while contemplating its corresponding sephirah, allowing them to tap into the divine energy associated with that path. This practice is not just intellectual, it's deeply experiential, inviting the seeker to participate in the divine process of creation. The 32 paths also play a crucial role in Kabbalistic thought, serving as a bridge between the divine and the human. They are often depicted as a ladder or a tree, with each path representing a step in the ascent toward spiritual enlightenment. By studying and meditating on these paths, Kabbalists believe one can gain insight into the nature of the divine, the structure of the universe, and even the purpose of human existence. This idea has had a lasting impact on Jewish mysticism, inspiring generations of seekers to explore the hidden dimensions of reality. Beyond their mystical significance, the 32 paths have also influenced esoteric traditions outside of Judaism. For example, some scholars have drawn parallels between the paths and the tarot, suggesting that the 22 major arcana cards correspond to the 22 Hebrew letters, while the 10 sephirot align with the numbered cards. While these connections remain speculative, they highlight the universal appeal of the Sefer Yetzirah's teachings, which continue to inspire seekers across cultures and traditions. As we reflect on the 32 paths of wisdom, we're reminded of the profound interconnectedness of all things. The Sefer Yetzirah invites us to see the universe not as a random collection of elements, but as a carefully designed system where every letter, number, and path has a purpose. This perspective challenges us to look beyond the surface of reality, seeking the deeper patterns and meanings that underlie our existence. Next, we'll explore another layer of mystery in the ancient Hebrew texts, uncovering the secrets of the Sod cipher and its role in revealing hidden truths. Now, let's turn our attention to the Sod cipher, a fascinating method of uncovering hidden or mystical meanings within ancient Hebrew texts. Unlike the more straightforward codes we've explored so far, the Sod cipher operates on a deeper, more symbolic level, revealing layers of meaning that go beyond the literal words on the page. This approach is rooted in the belief that the Torah and other sacred texts contain profound truths, concealed within their structure and language, waiting to be discovered by those who know how to look. The term Sod itself means secret or mystery in Hebrew, and this cipher is all about peeling back the surface to reveal the hidden wisdom beneath. It's one of the 4 levels of Jewish exegesis, known collectively as pards, which stands for Peshat literal meaning, remez hinted meaning, darash interpretive meaning, and sod mystical meaning. Each level offers a different way of understanding the text, but the sod level is where the most profound and esoteric insights are found. One of the key ways the sod cipher works is by interpreting the text symbolically rather than literally. For example, certain words or phrases might be seen as metaphors for spiritual concepts, or specific letters might be rearranged or reinterpreted to reveal new meanings. This approach often involves looking at the numerical values of words, their shapes, or even their positions within the text. By doing so, scholars and mystics can uncover connections and insights that aren't immediately obvious. A classic example of the sod cipher in action can be found in the story of the creation of the world in Genesis. On the surface, the text describes the physical process of creation, but through the lens of sod, it also reveals a deeper spiritual narrative. For instance, the phrase, "Let there be light," can be interpreted not just as the creation of physical light, but as the emergence of divine wisdom and enlightenment. This kind of interpretation transforms the text from a historical account into a guide for spiritual growth and understanding. The sod cipher also plays a significant role in Kabbalistic traditions, where it's used to explore the hidden dimensions of the Torah. Kabbalists believe that every letter, word, and even the spaces between words contain divine secrets. By applying the sod cipher, they can unlock these secrets, gaining insights into the nature of God, the structure of the universe, and the purpose of human existence. This practice isn't just intellectual, it's deeply experiential, often involving meditation and contemplation to fully grasp the mystical meanings. One of the most intriguing aspects of the sod cipher is how it bridges the gap between the ancient and the modern. While it's rooted in centuries-old traditions, its emphasis on uncovering hidden meanings resonates with contemporary ideas about symbolism and interpretation. Whether you're a scholar, a mystic, or simply someone curious about the deeper layers of meaning in ancient texts, the sod cipher offers a powerful tool for exploration and discovery. As we continue our journey through the cryptic codes of ancient Hebrew texts, the sod cipher reminds us that there's always more to uncover. It challenges us to look beyond the obvious, to seek out the hidden truths that lie beneath the surface. Next, we'll delve into how the sod cipher is used in Kabbalistic interpretations, exploring its role in revealing divine secrets and its enduring influence on mystical traditions. Now, let's take a closer look at how the sod cipher is woven into the fabric of Kabbalistic interpretation, where it becomes a key to unlocking the deepest mysteries of the Torah. In Kabbalah, the sod cipher isn't just a tool for decoding text, it's a gateway to understanding the divine. Kabbalists believe that every word, letter, and even the spaces between words in the Torah are imbued with sacred energy and hidden meanings. Through the lens of sod, they seek to uncover these divine secrets, revealing insights into the nature of God, the cosmos, and the human soul. At the heart of this practice is the concept of parts, the 4 levels of Jewish exegesis we touched on earlier. While Peshat focuses on the literal meaning, remez on hints, and darash on interpretation, sod operates on the mystical level. It's here that Kabbalists dive into the text, searching for the spiritual truths that lie beneath the surface. For example, the arrangement of letters in a word might be seen as a reflection of divine order, or the numerical value of a phrase might point to a hidden connection between seemingly unrelated ideas. This approach transforms the Torah from a historical document into a living, breathing guide to the mysteries of existence. One of the most striking examples of the sod cipher in Kabbalistic interpretation is its use in exploring the names of God. In Kabbalah, the names of God aren't just titles, they're seen as expressions of divine attributes and energies. By applying the sod cipher, Kabbalists can decode these names, revealing insights into the nature of God's relationship with the world. For instance, the Tetragrammaton, the 4-letter name of God, is often analyzed through its letters and their numerical values, uncovering layers of meaning that speak to creation, sustenance, and redemption. Another fascinating application of the Sod cipher is in the study of the Tree of Life, a central symbol in Kabbalah. The Tree of Life represents the structure of the universe and the pathways through which divine energy flows. Each of its 10 sephirot, or divine attributes, is connected to specific letters, words, and concepts in the Torah. By using the Sod cipher, Kabbalists can trace these connections, revealing how the text reflects the cosmic order and the interplay of divine forces. This practice isn't just theoretical, it's deeply experiential, often involving meditation and visualization to fully grasp the spiritual insights being revealed. The influence of the Sod cipher extends far beyond the study of texts. It has shaped the way Kabbalists approach prayer, ritual, and even daily life. For example, the practice of reciting blessings with intention, known as kavanah, is rooted in the idea that words and letters carry divine energy. By focusing on the hidden meanings behind the words, practitioners can align themselves with the spiritual currents flowing through the universe. This transforms ordinary actions into moments of connection with the divine, infusing everyday life with a sense of sacred purpose. As we reflect on the role of the Sod cipher in Kabbalistic interpretation, it's clear that this method is more than just a way of reading texts, it's a way of seeing the world. It invites us to look beyond the surface, to seek out the hidden connections and deeper truths that shape our reality. Whether you're drawn to the mystical traditions of Kabbalah or simply curious about the layers of meaning in ancient texts, the Sod cipher offers a profound and transformative way of engaging with the sacred. Next, we'll explore another fascinating cipher, the Notarkan, and see how it builds on these ideas to reveal even more hidden messages in the Hebrew scriptures. Now, let's turn our attention to the Notarkan cipher, a fascinating method of encoding messages that takes a unique approach to uncovering hidden meanings. Unlike other ciphers we've explored, the Notarkan cipher works by forming new words or phrases from the first or last letters of existing words. Think of it as creating an acronym where each letter stands for a word or concept, but with a deeper, often mystical purpose. This technique was widely used in ancient Hebrew texts to convey hidden messages, offering a creative way to embed secrets within sacred writings. One of the most straightforward examples of the Notarkan cipher can be found in the Hebrew Bible itself. Take the word Torah, for instance. In some interpretations, the letters of Torah are seen as an acronym for Tikkun Olam, meaning repairing the world, and Ratzon Hashem, meaning the will of God. This not only adds layers of meaning to the text, but also connects the Torah to broader spiritual and ethical teachings. By using the Notarkan cipher, ancient scribes could pack profound ideas into a single word, making the text both concise and rich with significance. But the Notarkan cipher isn't limited to single words. It can also be applied to entire phrases or verses. For example, in the Book of Psalms, certain verses are believed to contain hidden messages when read using the Notarkan method. By taking the first or last letters of each word in a verse, Kabbalists and scholars have uncovered phrases that point to divine truths or prophetic insights. This practice transforms the text into a kind of spiritual puzzle, inviting readers to look beyond the surface and discover deeper connections. The Notarkan cipher also plays a significant role in mystical practices, particularly in Kabbalah. Kabbalists often use this method to explore the names of God, angels, and other sacred concepts. For instance, the name of the angel Metatron, a central figure in Jewish mysticism, is sometimes interpreted through Notarkan as an acronym for Merkava Torah, referring to the divine chariot and the Torah. This not only deepens the understanding of the angel's role, but also ties it to broader mystical themes, such as the journey of the soul and the structure of the universe. Another intriguing application of the Notarkan cipher is in the creation of mystical incantations or prayers. By forming new words or phrases from the letters of existing ones, practitioners can craft powerful invocations that carry hidden spiritual energy. These incantations are often used in meditative practices, where the focus on the letters and their meanings helps to align the practitioner with divine forces. This shows how the Notarican cipher isn't just a tool for decoding text, it's also a means of engaging with the sacred in a deeply personal and transformative way. As we explore the Notarican cipher, it's clear that this method offers a unique window into the creativity and ingenuity of ancient Hebrew scribes and mystics. By forming new meanings from the letters of existing words, they were able to convey complex ideas and spiritual truths in a way that was both subtle and profound. Whether you're drawn to the mystical traditions of Kabbalah or simply fascinated by the art of encoding messages, the Notarican cipher invites you to see the text and the world in a whole new light. Next, we'll delve into how this cipher was used in prophetic texts to reveal even more hidden messages, shedding light on its enduring significance in understanding ancient Hebrew prophecy. Now, let's take a closer look at how the Notarican cipher was employed in prophetic texts, where its ability to encode messages takes on an even more profound role. Prophetic writings in the Hebrew Bible often carry layers of meaning, and the Notarican cipher was one of the tools used to unlock these hidden dimensions. By extracting the first or last letters of words or phrases, ancient scribes and mystics could reveal insights that went beyond the literal text, offering glimpses into divine intentions and future events. One striking example of this can be found in the book of Isaiah, where certain passages are believed to contain encoded messages through the Notarican method. For instance, the phrase Immanuel, meaning God is with us, has been interpreted by some scholars as an acronym pointing to a broader prophetic vision. By breaking down the letters, they uncover references to themes of divine presence, protection, and ultimate redemption. This not only enriches the text but also connects it to larger theological ideas about God's relationship with humanity. The Notarican cipher also plays a significant role in the book of Ezekiel, particularly in the vivid descriptions of the prophet's visions. In one interpretation, the letters of key phrases are rearranged to reveal hidden names or concepts related to the divine chariot or Merkaba. These encoded messages are thought to provide deeper insights into the nature of God's presence and the structure of the heavenly realm. For those studying these texts, the Notarican cipher becomes a key to unlocking the mysteries of prophecy and understanding the intricate ways in which divine messages were conveyed. Beyond its use in specific verses, the Notarican cipher also influenced how prophetic texts were interpreted as a whole. Jewish scholars and mystics often saw these encoded messages as evidence of the Torah's divine origin, believing that such intricate layers of meaning could only have been placed there by a higher power. This perspective elevated the study of prophecy, turning it into a spiritual practice that sought not just to predict the future but to uncover the deeper truths of existence. The impact of the Notarican cipher on Jewish thought cannot be overstated. It shaped the way prophecy was understood, emphasizing the idea that divine messages were not always straightforward but required careful study and interpretation. This approach encouraged a culture of deep engagement with sacred texts, where every letter and word was seen as holding potential significance. It also reinforced the belief that the Torah and other prophetic writings were living documents, capable of revealing new insights to each generation. As we reflect on the role of the Notarican cipher in prophetic texts, it's clear that this method was more than just a tool for encoding messages. It was a way of seeing the world, a lens through which the divine could be glimpsed in the ordinary. By uncovering hidden meanings, the Notarican cipher invites us to look beyond the surface and discover the profound connections between the sacred and the everyday. Next, we'll explore another fascinating cipher that takes this idea even further, revealing how ancient Hebrew texts continue to captivate and inspire us today. Now, shifting our focus to a topic that has sparked both fascination and controversy, we arrive at the enigmatic world of Bible codes. These codes are said to contain hidden messages within the Torah, believed by some to reveal prophecies, historical events, and even future occurrences. At the heart of this phenomenon is the equidistant letter sequence, or ELS method, a technique that involves selecting letters at fixed intervals to uncover words or phrases embedded in the text. For example, by skipping a set number of letters in a passage, researchers claim to have found names, dates, and events that seem to align with real-world occurrences. One of the most famous examples of this method is the alleged prediction of the assassination of Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin. Proponents of Bible codes point to a sequence in the book of Deuteronomy where Rabin's name and the word assassin appear in close proximity when using the ELS method. Similarly, other claims include the discovery of historical figures like Napoleon and Einstein, as well as events such as the moon landing, all supposedly encoded within the Torah. These findings have led some to argue that the Bible is not just a sacred text but also a complex, divinely inspired codebook. However, the validity of these codes has been hotly debated. Critics argue that the ELS method is highly subjective, as the sheer volume of letters in the Torah makes it statistically likely to find meaningful patterns by chance. Mathematicians and scholars have conducted experiments using other texts such as Moby Dick and found similar codes, suggesting that the phenomenon may be more about probability than prophecy. Additionally, the interpretation of these codes often relies on hindsight, with researchers retroactively fitting patterns to known events rather than predicting future ones. Despite the skepticism, the idea of Bible codes continues to captivate many, blending ancient mysticism with modern technology. For some, these codes reinforce the belief in the Torah's divine origin, offering a glimpse into a higher intelligence at work. For others, they serve as a fascinating example of how humans seek patterns and meaning in complex systems, even when the evidence remains inconclusive. This ongoing debate highlights the intersection of faith, science, and the enduring allure of hidden knowledge. As we explore the implications of Bible codes, it's worth considering how they reflect our desire to uncover deeper truths within sacred texts. Whether seen as divine messages or coincidental patterns, they remind us of the timeless human quest to find meaning in the mysterious. Next, we'll delve into the scientific and mathematical arguments surrounding these codes, examining the evidence that both supports and challenges their existence. Now, let's turn our attention to the science and mathematics behind Bible codes, where the debate becomes even more intriguing. On one side, proponents argue that the equidistant letter sequence, or ELS method, reveals patterns that are too precise to be coincidental. They point to studies where researchers have used computer algorithms to scan the Torah, claiming to find statistically significant clusters of words and phrases related to specific events or individuals. For instance, some studies suggest that the probability of finding such patterns by chance is astronomically low, leading to the conclusion that these codes must be intentional. However, the scientific community remains divided. Critics of Bible codes often highlight a key issue: the concept of data mining. With over 300,000 letters in the Torah, the sheer volume of possible letter combinations makes it statistically likely to find meaningful sequences even in random text. To test this, mathematicians have applied the ELS method to other works such as War and Peace and Moby Dick and found similar codes. These findings suggest that the phenomenon may not be unique to the Torah, but rather a result of probability and pattern recognition. One notable experiment involved a group of researchers who created a randomized version of the Torah and applied the ELS method. Surprisingly, they found codes that seemed just as meaningful as those in the original text. This raised serious questions about the validity of the method, as it appeared to produce similar results regardless of the text's content. critics argue that this undermines the claim that Bible codes are evidence of divine authorship. Despite these challenges, the debate continues. Some scholars propose that even if the codes are not intentional, they might still hold cultural or historical significance, reflecting the ways ancient scribes structured their texts. Others suggest that the fascination with Bible codes speaks to a broader human tendency to seek meaning in randomness, a psychological phenomenon known as apophenia. The ongoing discussion around Bible codes highlights the tension between faith and science. For believers, these codes may reinforce their conviction in the Torah's divine inspiration. For skeptics, they serve as a cautionary tale about the dangers of reading too much into patterns. What remains clear is that the allure of hidden knowledge continues to captivate both scholars and the public alike, keeping the conversation alive. As we reflect on the scientific and mathematical arguments, it's worth considering how these codes challenge our understanding of ancient texts. Whether seen as divine messages or human constructs, they invite us to explore the boundaries between faith, science, and the search for meaning. Next, we'll uncover another layer of mystery as we examine the cryptic codes found in the Dead Sea Scrolls, where history and secrecy intertwine in fascinating ways. Moving deeper into the realm of ancient mysteries, we now turn our attention to the Dead Sea Scrolls, one of the most significant archaeological discoveries of the 20th century. These ancient manuscripts, hidden away in the caves of Qumran near the Dead Sea, offer a treasure trove of cryptic codes and texts that have reshaped our understanding of ancient Hebrew writings. Dating back over 2,000 years, the Dead Sea Scrolls include fragments of nearly every book of the Hebrew Bible, along with other religious and sectarian writings. Their discovery in the late 1940s sparked a wave of excitement and intrigue as scholars began to unravel the secrets they held. The historical context of the Dead Sea Scrolls is as fascinating as the texts themselves. They are believed to have been written and preserved by a Jewish sect known as the Essenes, who lived in isolation near the Dead Sea. These scrolls were likely hidden in the caves during a time of political upheaval, possibly to protect them from destruction by Roman forces. The dry climate of the region played a crucial role in preserving these fragile documents, allowing them to survive for centuries until their rediscovery. Decoding the Dead Sea Scrolls has been a monumental task for scholars. Many of the texts were written in ancient Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek, using scripts and styles that varied widely. Some scrolls were found in near-perfect condition, while others were reduced to tiny fragments, requiring painstaking efforts to piece them together. Advanced imaging technologies, such as multispectral imaging, have been employed to reveal faded or damaged text, while linguistic analysis has helped to decipher the meaning of obscure passages. One of the most intriguing aspects of the scrolls is the presence of cryptic codes and annotations, which scholars believe were used to convey hidden meanings or to preserve sacred knowledge. The significance of the Dead Sea Scrolls in understanding ancient Hebrew texts cannot be overstated. They provide a window into the religious and cultural world of Second Temple Judaism, offering insights into the beliefs, practices, and interpretations of the time. For biblical scholars, the scrolls have been invaluable in verifying the accuracy of later copies of the Hebrew Bible, as they predate previously known manuscripts by centuries. They also reveal variations in the text, shedding light on how the scriptures evolved over time. Perhaps one of the most striking impacts of the Dead Sea Scrolls is their contribution to biblical scholarship. They have challenged long-held assumptions about the development of the Hebrew Bible and have opened up new avenues for research. For instance, the scrolls include texts that were not included in the canonical Bible, such as the Book of Enoch and the War Scroll, offering a broader perspective on ancient Jewish thought. They also highlight the diversity of religious ideas and practices during this period, complicating the notion of a single, unified tradition. As we explore the cryptic codes within the Dead Sea Scrolls, we are reminded of the enduring power of these ancient texts to captivate and inspire. They not only deepen our understanding of the past, but also challenge us to reconsider the ways in which we interpret and engage with sacred writings. Next, we'll delve into one of the most enigmatic scrolls of all, the Copper Scroll, and uncover the mysteries of its cryptic language and the theories surrounding its hidden treasures. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most baffling artifacts among the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Copper Scroll. Unlike the other scrolls, which were written on parchment or papyrus, this one was inscribed on thin sheets of copper, a material that has both preserved its contents and added to its mystique. The Copper Scroll stands out not just for its unusual medium, but also for its cryptic language and the tantalizing secrets it seems to hold. The text of the Copper Scroll is written in a form of Hebrew that differs from the rest of the Dead Sea Scrolls with a more straightforward, almost list-like structure. It describes vast quantities of hidden treasures, gold, silver, precious vessels, and even scrolls buried in various locations across the Judean wilderness. The amounts mentioned are staggering, with some estimates suggesting the total value could rival the wealth of ancient kingdoms. But here's the twist: the descriptions of the hiding places are vague and filled with cryptic references, making it nearly impossible to pinpoint the exact locations. Scholars have long debated the purpose of the Copper Scroll. Some believe it is a literal treasure map, detailing the hidden wealth of the Qumran community, or perhaps even the temple in Jerusalem, concealed during a time of crisis. Others argue that the treasures described are symbolic, representing spiritual or religious knowledge rather than physical riches. The scroll's inclusion among the Dead Sea Scrolls, which are primarily religious texts, adds another layer of intrigue. Was it meant to preserve sacred artifacts, or does it hint at a deeper, more esoteric meaning? Theories about the Copper Scroll's origins are as varied as they are fascinating. Some suggest it was created by the Essenes, the same sect believed to have written and preserved the other Dead Sea Scrolls. Others propose it was the work of a different group, possibly even a faction within the Essenes, tasked with safeguarding the community's wealth. There's also the possibility that the scroll was a later addition, hidden in the caves long after the other scrolls were placed there. The lack of clear historical context only deepens the mystery. Efforts to decode the Copper Scroll and locate its treasures have captivated treasure hunters and scholars alike. Over the years, numerous expeditions have been launched to search for the hidden riches, but none have succeeded in uncovering the treasures described. The cryptic nature of the text, combined with the passage of time and changes to the landscape, has made the task nearly impossible. Yet, the allure of the Copper Scroll endures, inspiring both serious academic inquiry and adventurous speculation. The Copper Scroll's role in the mystery surrounding the Qumran community is undeniable. It raises questions about the community's wealth, its relationship with the outside world, and the reasons for hiding such a document. Was it a practical measure to protect valuables, or does it reflect a deeper, more symbolic act of preservation? The answers remain elusive, but the scroll continues to spark curiosity and debate. As we reflect on the Copper Scroll, we're reminded of the enduring power of ancient mysteries to captivate our imagination. Its cryptic language and hidden treasures challenge us to think beyond the obvious, inviting us to explore the intersections of history, religion, and human ingenuity. Next, we'll shift our focus to the Masoretic codes, another fascinating layer of cryptic annotations that have shaped our understanding of ancient Hebrew texts. Now, let's step into the world of the Masoretic codes, a remarkable system of annotations crafted by Jewish scribes to safeguard the precision of ancient Hebrew texts. These codes, developed between the 6th and 10th centuries, represent one of the most meticulous efforts in history to preserve the integrity of sacred scriptures. The Masoretes, the scribes behind this system, were not just copyists, they were guardians of tradition, ensuring that every word, every letter, and even every sound of the Hebrew Bible was transmitted accurately across generations. At the heart of the Masoretic codes are cryptic symbols and markings that serve as a kind of ancient editorial system. These annotations include vowel points, cantillation marks, and marginal notes, all designed to clarify pronunciation, grammar, and textual variants. Before the Masoretes, Hebrew was written primarily with consonants, leaving the pronunciation and meaning of words open to interpretation. The introduction of vowel points transformed the text, making it accessible to readers and ensuring that the sacred words were spoken and understood as intended. The Masoretic notes, often found in the margins of manuscripts, provide additional layers of insight. Some notes highlight textual discrepancies, pointing out differences between various versions of the scriptures. Others offer explanations or corrections, ensuring that the text remained consistent and free from errors. These annotations were not just practical tools, they were acts of devotion, reflecting the scribe's deep reverence for the divine word. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Masoretic codes is their role in preserving the oral tradition of Hebrew. The cantillation marks, for example, are not just about pronunciation. They also guide the chanting of the text during religious services. These marks encode the musical rhythms and tones used in liturgical recitation, bridging the gap between written and spoken scripture. Through these codes, the Masoretes ensured that the living tradition of Hebrew worship was preserved alongside the written text. The importance of the Masoretic codes cannot be overstated. They represent a monumental achievement in the history of textual preservation, ensuring that the Hebrew Bible remained unchanged and accessible for centuries. Without their meticulous work, many nuances of the ancient language might have been lost, and the text itself could have been subject to greater variation and corruption. The Masoretic tradition stands as a testament to the dedication of these scribes, who saw themselves as stewards of a sacred trust. As we explore the Masoretic codes, we gain a deeper appreciation for the lengths to which these ancient scholars went to protect their heritage. Their work not only preserved the text but also enriched our understanding of its meaning and context. Next, we'll delve into the Masoretic parashot, the division of the Torah into weekly readings, and uncover how these divisions encode hidden meanings and connect the sacred text to the rhythms of Jewish life. Now, let's turn our attention to the Masoretic parashot, a fascinating system that divides the Torah into weekly readings. These divisions are far more than just practical tools for organizing the text. They are deeply embedded in Jewish tradition, connecting the sacred scriptures to the rhythms of daily life and the cycles of the Jewish calendar. The parashot, as they are called, serve as a bridge between the written word and the lived experience of faith, offering layers of meaning that go beyond the surface of the text. The Masoretes, those meticulous scribes we discussed earlier, didn't just preserve the text, they also structured it in a way that would guide its study and interpretation for generations. Each parasha, or weekly portion, is carefully selected to align with specific themes, events, or seasons in the Jewish calendar. For example, certain portions are read during festivals like Passover or Sukkot, while others correspond to times of reflection or celebration. This intentional alignment ensures that the Torah remains a living document, relevant to the spiritual and communal life of its readers. But the parashot are not just about timing, they also encode hidden meanings within their divisions. The breaks between sections, the placement of certain stories, and even the length of each portion are thought to carry symbolic significance. Some scholars suggest that these divisions reflect deeper theological insights, highlighting connections between different parts of the Torah that might otherwise go unnoticed. For instance, a story about creation in one parasha might be paired with a passage about redemption in another, creating a dialogue between the texts that enriches their interpretation. In Jewish liturgical practice, the parashot play a central role. Each week, communities gather to read and discuss the designated portion, a practice known as the weekly Torah reading. This tradition not only ensures that the entire Torah is read over the course of a year, but also fosters a sense of unity and continuity among Jewish communities worldwide. The act of studying the parasha together creates a shared experience, linking individuals to their heritage and to one another. The Masoretic parashot also serve as a reminder of the Torah's timeless relevance. By connecting the text to the cycles of the Jewish calendar, they emphasize the idea that the Torah is not just a historical document but a guide for living. Each parasha invites readers to reflect on its teachings and apply them to their own lives, creating a dynamic relationship between the ancient text and the modern world. As we explore the Masoretic parashot, we see how these divisions are more than just organizational tools. They are a testament to the enduring power of the Torah to inspire, guide, and unite. Next, we'll uncover the cryptic codes hidden within the Zohar, a foundational text of Kabbalah, and explore how its symbolic language reveals profound mystical truths. Now, shifting our focus to the Zohar, we enter the realm of one of the most profound and enigmatic texts in Jewish mysticism. The Zohar, often referred to as the Book of Splendor, is a cornerstone of Kabbalah, offering a rich tapestry of symbolic language, numerology, and intricate letter combinations that reveal layers of mystical teachings. This text doesn't just present ideas, it encodes them, inviting readers to uncover deeper truths hidden within its pages. At the heart of the Zohar's cryptic codes is its use of symbolic language. Every word, phrase, and even letter is believed to carry multiple meanings, each pointing to a different aspect of divine wisdom. For example, the Zohar often interprets biblical stories not as literal events but as allegories for spiritual processes. The creation narrative in Genesis, for instance, is seen as a metaphor for the unfolding of divine energy into the material world. This symbolic approach transforms familiar stories into gateways for exploring the mysteries of existence. Numerology, or Gematria, also plays a significant role in the Zohar's hidden codes. By assigning numerical values to Hebrew letters, the text uncovers connections between words and concepts that might otherwise seem unrelated. For instance, the numerical value of a word might match that of another, suggesting a hidden relationship between the two. This technique allows the Zohar to weave a complex web of associations, revealing patterns and insights that deepen our understanding of the divine. Letter combinations, another key feature of the Zohar's codes, are used to unlock esoteric meanings. The text often rearranges or reinterprets letters to form new words or phrases, each carrying its own mystical significance. This practice, known as Timora, is a way of exploring the infinite possibilities contained within the Hebrew language. Through these combinations, the Zohar suggests that the very structure of language reflects the structure of the universe, with each letter representing a different aspect of divine creation. The influence of the Zohar on Jewish mysticism and esoteric traditions cannot be overstated. Its teachings have shaped the way Kabbalists understand the nature of God, the universe, and the human soul. The Zohar's emphasis on hidden meanings and symbolic interpretation has inspired countless seekers to look beyond the surface of sacred texts, encouraging a deeper engagement with spiritual truth. As we explore the Zohar's hidden codes, we begin to see how this text serves as a bridge between the seen and the unseen, the known and the unknown. Its cryptic language invites us to embark on a journey of discovery, where every word holds the potential to reveal a new dimension of understanding. Next, we'll delve into the Zohar's depiction of the Tree of Life, a central symbol in Kabbalah that encodes profound insights into the nature of existence. Now, let's turn our attention to one of the most iconic symbols in the Zohar, the Tree of Life. This intricate diagram is not just a visual representation. It's a map of the divine structure of the universe, encoded with layers of meaning that reveal the relationship between God, creation, and humanity. At its core, the Tree of Life consists of 10 sephirot, or divine emanations, each representing a unique aspect of God's nature and the process through which divine energy flows into the world. The sephirot are often described as vessels or channels through which the infinite light of the divine is filtered and made accessible to creation. each cipher has its own name and attributes such as wisdom, understanding, mercy, and judgment. Together, they form a dynamic system, illustrating how divine energy descends from the highest realms of pure spirit into the material world. For example, the first cipher, Keter, represents the crown or the infinite source of divine will, while the final cipher, Malkut, symbolizes the kingdom or the physical manifestation of that divine energy in our world. What makes the Tree of Life even more fascinating is its connection to the Hebrew alphabet. Each cipher is associated with specific letters, which are believed to carry the vibrational essence of that divine attribute. This connection suggests that the Hebrew language itself is a reflection of the divine structure, with each letter acting as a key to unlocking deeper spiritual truths. For instance, the letter Aleph is linked to Keter, symbolizing the unity and oneness of God, while the letter Tav is connected to Malkut, representing the completion and fulfillment of divine purpose in the material world. In Kabbalistic cosmology, the Tree of Life serves as a framework for understanding the interplay between the divine and the created world. It illustrates how the infinite and unknowable aspects of God interact with the finite and tangible aspects of existence. This model not only provides a way to explore the nature of God, but also offers insights into the human soul, which is seen as a microcosm of the divine structure. By studying the Tree of Life, Kabbalists seek to align themselves with the divine flow, striving to bring harmony and balance to their own lives and the world around them. The Tree of Life is more than just a mystical diagram, it's a tool for transformation. By meditating on the Sephirot and their connections, practitioners aim to elevate their consciousness and draw closer to the divine. This process of spiritual ascent is central to Kabbalistic practice, emphasizing the idea that every individual has the potential to become a conduit for divine energy. As we reflect on the Zohar's depiction of the Tree of Life, we begin to see how this ancient symbol encapsulates the essence of Kabbalistic thought. It's a reminder that the universe is not a random collection of elements but a carefully orchestrated system, infused with divine purpose and meaning. Next, we'll explore the Merkaba mysteries, another fascinating aspect of Jewish mysticism that takes us even deeper into the realm of divine revelation. Moving deeper into the realm of Jewish mysticism, we now encounter the enigmatic Merkaba texts. These ancient writings describe extraordinary visions of divine chariots, often referred to as the chariot of God. The term Merkaba itself comes from the Hebrew word for chariot, and these texts are filled with vivid, otherworldly imagery that has captivated scholars and mystics for centuries. At their core, the Merkaba texts are not just descriptions of celestial vehicles. They are profound spiritual journeys into the heavenly realms, encoded with cryptic language and symbolic codes that reveal the nature of divine revelation. The Merkaba texts are among the earliest examples of Jewish mystical literature, dating back to the late Second Temple period. They describe the experiences of mystics who sought to ascend through the heavens, encountering angelic beings and divine thrones along the way. These visions are often shrouded in mystery, with the texts using complex codes and symbolic language to convey the ineffable nature of the divine. For instance, the chariot is described as being made of fire, with wheels within wheels and surrounded by a host of angelic creatures. These descriptions are not meant to be taken literally, but are symbolic representations of the divine presence and its interaction with the created world. One of the most striking aspects of the Merkaba texts is their use of cryptic codes to protect the sacred knowledge they contain. The mystics who composed these texts believed that the secrets of the divine realm were too powerful to be revealed to the uninitiated. As a result, they employed a variety of techniques to encode their messages, including numerical patterns, letter substitutions, and symbolic imagery. For example, the names of angels and divine beings are often written in code, with each letter representing a deeper spiritual truth. This practice not only safeguarded the sacred knowledge, but also added layers of meaning for those who were able to decode the text. The significance of the Merkaba texts extends beyond their mystical content. They provide a window into the early development of Jewish mysticism, offering insights into how ancient Jews understood the nature of God and the universe. The visions described in these texts reflect a belief in a hierarchical cosmos, with multiple levels of heaven and a divine throne at its pinnacle. This cosmology influenced later mystical traditions, including Kabbalah, and continues to inspire spiritual seekers today. The Merkaba texts also highlight the connection between the earthly and the heavenly realms. The mystics who experienced these visions believed that they were not just passive observers but active participants in the divine drama. By ascending through the heavens, they sought to bring divine energy into the world, bridging the gap between the finite and the infinite. This idea of spiritual ascent remains a central theme in Jewish mysticism, emphasizing the potential for human beings to connect with the divine and transform their own lives. As we explore the Merkaba mysteries, we begin to see how these ancient texts offer a unique perspective on the nature of divine revelation. They remind us that the divine is not distant or detached but intimately involved in the world, inviting us to embark on our own spiritual journeys. Next, we'll delve into the hidden meanings behind the Merkaba's cryptic descriptions, uncovering the deeper truths encoded within these mystical visions. Now, let's uncover the hidden meanings behind the Merkaba's cryptic descriptions. These ancient texts are not just about fantastical visions of chariots and heavenly realms. They are layered with symbolic language that points to profound spiritual truth. The imagery of the chariot, for example, is not merely a depiction of a divine vehicle, but a representation of the divine presence itself. The wheels within wheels, the fiery structure, and the surrounding angelic beings all serve as metaphors for the complexity and majesty of the divine. The use of symbolic language in the Merkaba texts is intentional, designed to convey ideas that are beyond ordinary human comprehension. For instance, the description of the chariot's wheels moving in multiple directions symbolizes the omnipresence and omnipotence of God. The fire surrounding the chariot represents divine energy and purity, while the angelic beings signify the intermediaries between the divine and the human realms. These symbols are not random. They are carefully chosen to guide the mystics' understanding of the divine and their place within the cosmic order. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Merkaba texts is how they use these symbols to reveal the process of divine revelation. The mystics who composed these texts believed that understanding the divine required more than intellectual knowledge. It demanded a transformative spiritual experience. The chariot, with its intricate design and celestial movement, becomes a tool for meditation, helping the mystic visualize and internalize the divine presence. This process of visualization was seen as a way to ascend spiritually, bridging the gap between the earthly and the heavenly. The influence of the Merkaba texts extends far beyond their historical context. Their symbolic language and mystical themes laid the groundwork for later Jewish mystical traditions, particularly Kabbalah. The idea of ascending through spiritual realms, encountering divine beings, and uncovering hidden truths became central to Kabbalistic thought. The Merkaba's emphasis on the transformative power of divine revelation also inspired later mystics to explore the deeper meanings of sacred texts and rituals. In essence, the Merkaba texts are more than ancient mystical writings. They are a roadmap for spiritual seekers. Their cryptic descriptions and symbolic language invite us to look beyond the surface and explore the deeper truths of the divine. By decoding these hidden meanings, we gain not only a deeper understanding of Jewish mysticism, but also insights into our own spiritual journeys. Next, we'll turn our attention to the Targum codes, another fascinating layer of cryptic language in ancient Hebrew texts. Now, let's shift our focus to the Targum codes, a fascinating layer of cryptic language found in the Aramaic translations of Hebrew scriptures. The Targum, which means translation in Aramaic, was created to make the Hebrew Bible accessible to communities that no longer spoke Hebrew as their primary language. But these translations are far more than simple word-for-word renderings. They are rich with hidden meanings, interpretive expansions, and coded messages that offer deeper insights into the biblical text. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Targum is how it uses cryptic language to convey theological and moral lessons. For example, when translating certain passages, the Targum often adds explanations or elaborations that are not present in the original Hebrew text. These additions are not arbitrary. They reflect the interpretive traditions of the Jewish sages who sought to clarify or emphasize particular aspects of the scripture. In some cases, the Targum even rephrases difficult or ambiguous passages to make their meanings more accessible, while still preserving the original intent. The Targum also employs symbolic language and coded references to address sensitive or complex theological ideas. For instance, in passages where God is described in anthropomorphic terms, such as having hands or feet, the Targum often rephrases these descriptions to avoid any implication of physicality. Instead, it uses metaphors or abstract language to convey the divine presence in a way that aligns with Jewish theological principles. This careful use of language demonstrates how the Targum serves not only as a translation, but also as a tool for teaching and preserving theological orthodoxy. Another key feature of the Targum is its role in liturgical practice. In ancient synagogues, the Targum was often read aloud alongside the Hebrew text during public readings of the Torah. This practice ensured that even those who did not understand Hebrew could follow the scripture and grasp its meaning. But the Targum was more than just a practical aid. It was also a vehicle for transmitting interpretive traditions and mystical insight. By embedding these interpretations into the translation, the Targum allowed communities to engage with the text on multiple levels, from the literal to the symbolic. The significance of the Targum codes extends beyond their historical context. They provide a window into the ways ancient Jewish communities understood and interacted with their sacred texts. By studying these codes, we gain a deeper appreciation for the interpretive creativity of the Jewish sages and the enduring relevance of their insights. The Targum reminds us that the act of translation is not just about conveying words. It's about bridging worlds, connecting the ancient and the modern, and uncovering the timeless truths hidden within the text. As we continue our exploration of cryptic codes in ancient Hebrew texts, we'll next turn to the Talmudic codes, where riddles, parables, and symbolic language reveal even more layers of hidden wisdom. Now, let's peel back another layer of the Targum's rich tapestry to uncover its mystical dimensions. Beyond its role as a translation, the Targum serves as a gateway to deeper spiritual and theological insights, revealing hidden meanings that resonate across centuries. These mystical layers are not just linguistic flourishes. They are deliberate codes that connect the Hebrew scriptures to the Aramaic-speaking world, offering a bridge between languages, cultures, and spiritual traditions. One of the most striking features of the Targum's mystical layers is how it reinterprets biblical narratives to highlight their spiritual significance. For example, in the story of Jacob's ladder, the Hebrew text describes a vision of angels ascending and descending a ladder reaching to heaven. The Targum, however, expands on this imagery, suggesting that the ladder represents the connection between the earthly and the divine, with the angels symbolizing the constant flow of divine providence. This interpretation transforms a simple narrative into a profound meditation on the relationship between humanity and the divine. The Targum also uses coded language to explore complex theological concepts, such as the nature of God and the purpose of creation. In passages where the Hebrew text might seem abstract or difficult to grasp, the Targum provides clarity through symbolic language. For instance, when describing God's creation of the world, the Targum often emphasizes the idea of divine wisdom as the guiding force behind the universe. This not only makes the text more accessible, but also invites readers to reflect on the deeper spiritual truths embedded within the creation story. Another fascinating aspect of the Targum's mystical layers is its role in bridging Hebrew and Aramaic traditions. By translating the Hebrew scriptures into Aramaic, the Targum allowed Jewish communities to maintain their connection to their sacred texts while adapting to a changing linguistic landscape. But it did more than just translate. It reinterpreted, adding layers of meaning that reflected the theological and cultural priorities of its time. This dual role, as both a translation and a commentary, makes the Targum a unique and invaluable resource for understanding the interplay between language, culture, and spirituality. The mystical layers of the Targum also highlight the creativity and ingenuity of the Jewish sages who crafted these translations. They were not merely transcribing words, they were weaving a tapestry of meaning that connected the past to the present, the literal to the symbolic, and the human to the divine. Through their work, the Targum became more than a text. It became a living tradition, one that continues to inspire and enlighten. As we move forward in our exploration of cryptic codes, we'll next delve into the Talmudic codes, where riddles, parables, and symbolic language reveal even more layers of hidden wisdom. The Targum's mystical layers remind us that the search for meaning is never just about the words on the page. It's about the timeless truths they point us toward. Turning our attention now to the Talmud, we encounter a treasure trove of cryptic codes woven into one of the most foundational texts of Jewish law and tradition. The Talmud, a vast compilation of rabbinic discussions, debates, and interpretations, is not just a legal guide but also a rich repository of hidden wisdom. Within its pages, symbolic language and coded messages are used to convey profound legal, ethical, and spiritual teachings, making it a cornerstone of Jewish scholarship. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Talmudic codes is their use of symbolic language to communicate complex ideas. For instance, the Talmud often employs metaphors, parables, and riddles to illustrate legal principles or ethical dilemmas. These symbolic expressions are not mere literary devices. They are deliberate codes designed to engage the reader's intellect and imagination, encouraging deeper reflection on the text's meaning. A classic example is the use of the four who entered the orchard, a cryptic passage that explores the boundaries of mystical knowledge and the dangers of delving too deeply into divine mysteries. The Talmud also uses coded language to address sensitive or controversial topics indirectly. By framing discussions in symbolic terms, the sages could explore contentious issues without provoking unnecessary conflict. For example, debates about the nature of divine justice or the limits of human authority are often couched in allegorical stories or enigmatic phrases, allowing for multiple layers of interpretation. This approach not only preserved the unity of the Jewish community, but also ensured that these discussions remained accessible to those with the patience and insight to decode them. Another key feature of the Talmudic codes is their role in conveying ethical teachings. The sages frequently used symbolic language to highlight moral lessons, embedding them within legal discussions or historical anecdotes. A well-known example is the story of Hillel and the convert, where a single phrase, "What is hateful to you, do not do to your neighbor," encapsulates the essence of ethical behavior. This coded message, simple yet profound, continues to resonate as a guiding principle for interpersonal conduct. The significance of these codes in Jewish scholarship cannot be overstated. They transform the Talmud from a mere legal text into a living tradition, one that invites ongoing study and interpretation. Each generation of scholars has approached these cryptic passages with fresh perspectives, uncovering new layers of meaning and applying them to contemporary challenges. This dynamic interplay between text and interpretation ensures that the Talmud remains a vital source of wisdom and guidance. As we continue our journey through the cryptic codes of ancient Hebrew texts, the Talmudic codes remind us that the search for meaning is as much about the questions we ask as the answers we find. Next, we'll explore how these codes reveal hidden wisdom, using riddles, parables, and symbolic language to illuminate the path toward deeper understanding. Now, let's delve deeper into the hidden wisdom embedded within the Talmud's cryptic passages. These enigmatic texts are not just puzzles to be solved, they are gateways to profound truths, carefully crafted to challenge the mind and elevate the spirit. The Talmud's use of riddles, parables, and symbolic language serves as a masterclass in how to convey complex ideas in ways that are both accessible and transformative. Take, for example, the Talmud's famous use of parables. These short, allegorical stories are more than just entertaining tales. They are coded lessons designed to provoke thought and inspire action. One well-known parable tells of a king who built a palace with many doors, each leading to a different path. The story, while simple on the surface, invites readers to reflect on the choices they make in life and the consequences that follow. It's a brilliant example of how the Talmud uses storytelling to teach ethical and spiritual principles in a way that resonates across generations. Riddles, too, play a significant role in the Talmud's hidden wisdom. These clever word puzzles are not just intellectual exercises, they are tools for unlocking deeper layers of meaning. A classic example is the riddle of the three-legged stool, which appears in a discussion about the balance between faith, action, and study. The riddle challenges readers to consider how these three elements support one another, offering a metaphor for a well-rounded spiritual life. By engaging with these riddles, students of the Talmud are encouraged to think critically and creatively, developing skills that extend far beyond the text itself. Symbolic language is another hallmark of the Talmud's cryptic passages. The sages often used symbols to represent abstract concepts, making them easier to grasp and remember. For instance, the image of a burning bush might symbolize divine presence, while a broken vessel could represent human imperfection. These symbols are not just decorative, they are integral to the Talmud's method of teaching, helping readers connect with ideas that might otherwise feel distant or intangible. The impact of these cryptic codes on Jewish thought and education is immense. They transform the Talmud from a static text into a dynamic conversation, one that invites readers to participate actively in the search for meaning. This approach has shaped Jewish education for centuries, emphasizing the importance of questioning, debate, and personal interpretation. It's a tradition that values not just the answers but the process of discovery, encouraging students to engage deeply with the text and with each other. As we reflect on the Talmud's hidden wisdom, it's clear that these cryptic codes are more than just clever literary devices. They are a testament to the enduring power of language to inspire, challenge, and transform. Next, we'll explore how these codes continue to influence Jewish thought and practice, revealing new insights for each generation of seekers. As we bring our journey through the 25 cryptic codes of ancient Hebrew texts to a close, it's impossible not to marvel at the depth and complexity of these hidden messages. From the Atbash cipher to the enigmatic codes of the Zohar, each of these systems offers a unique window into the minds of ancient scholars and mystics. These codes are not just relics of the past, they are living testaments to the ingenuity and spiritual depth of those who crafted them. They reveal a world where language was more than a tool for communication. It was a bridge to the divine, a way to explore the mysteries of existence, and a means to preserve sacred truths for future generations. The historical significance of these codes cannot be overstated. They provide us with a glimpse into the intellectual and spiritual landscape of ancient Hebrew culture, showing how deeply intertwined language, faith, and knowledge were in their worldview. The theological implications are equally profound, as these codes often serve to deepen the understanding of sacred texts, uncovering layers of meaning that might otherwise remain hidden. And then there's the mystical dimension, the idea that these codes hold secrets about the universe, the divine, and the human soul. Whether through Gematria's numerical patterns or the Zohar's symbolic imagery, these codes invite us to look beyond the surface and seek deeper truths. But perhaps what's most fascinating is the enduring mystery that surrounds these codes. Even today, scholars and enthusiasts continue to uncover new insights, proving that these ancient systems are far from being fully understood. They challenge us to think critically, to question assumptions, and to engage with the texts in ways that are both intellectual and spiritual. They remind us that the search for meaning is never truly complete. It's a journey that spans generations, cultures, and even millennia. As we reflect on these 25 cryptic codes, it's clear that they are more than just puzzles to be solved. They are invitations to explore, to wonder, and to connect with a tradition that has shaped human thought for thousands of years. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the mysteries of ancient Hebrew texts, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. What code fascinated you the most? What questions do you still have? And if you're eager for more historical mysteries, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep uncovering the secrets of the past.